She could hear them cheering in the distance. The same voices that once called her savior now celebrated her destruction. Medea stood in the doorway of the palace she had helped him win, watching the wedding procession wind through the streets below. The man she had betrayed her father for, the man she had murdered her brother for, was marrying another woman, and he had asked her to leave quietly. This is not a story about a hero's triumph. It is a story about the woman who made that triumph possible, and what happened when he no longer needed her. Before Jason became legend, before the Golden Fleece hung in Greek temples as proof of divine favor, there was a girl who chose love over loyalty, a princess who became an exile, a sorceress who discovered that magic cannot mend a broken oath. What she would do next would horrify Greece for generations. But to understand why, you need to know what he took from her first. If you're drawn to stories where myth meets the darkest corners of human betrayal, where ancient tales reveal truths about love, power, and revenge that still cut deep, consider subscribing. We excavate the shadows that legends prefer to forget. Colchis lay at the edge of the known world, where the Black Sea met mountains that scraped the sky. King Eets ruled there, son of the sun god Helios, and his palace gleamed with impossible wealth. In the sacred grove beyond hung the Golden Fleece, divine, guarded by a serpent that never slept. Medea had grown up in its shadow, the king's daughter, but also something unsettling, a priestess of Hecate, a sorceress trained by her aunt Circe in magic older than temples. She knew which herbs healed and which stopped hearts, could speak words that made serpents sleep. The people of Colchis respected her power. They did not love her for it. There is a loneliness reserved for those who carry power others fear. When the Argo appeared, Medea watched from the walls with dread. 50 Greek heroes sailing for glory. Jason of Iolcus led them, young, golden-haired, chosen by Hera. His uncle had stolen his throne. The fleece was the price of its return. King Eets received them with cold hospitality. Jason asked for the fleece with practiced charm. The king smiled. You may take it if you complete a simple task. Medea knew that tone. The task was impossible. Yoke 2 fire-breathing bulls, plow a field with dragon's teeth, defeat the warriors that would spring from cursed soil, then face the sleepless serpent. It was designed to produce a corpse. Jason accepted with certainty. Medea watched him bow and leave. He moved like a man who believed the universe bent toward his success. She had never seen anyone so unafraid. That night, Hera visited Medea in a dream. The goddess appeared worn by time, by Zeus's betrayals. You will help him, Hera said. Not a question. Give him what he needs to survive. Why? Because you will love him. Because I need him to succeed. Because sometimes our purposes align with our desires, and we mistake that for fate. Medea woke understanding 3 things. Jason would die without her help. Helping him meant betraying her father, her kingdom, everything. And she was going to help him anyway. She had not even spoken to him. But already, her life was collapsing. She found him before dawn in Hecate's grove. You will die tomorrow, Medea said. The bulls cannot be controlled. My father designed this to kill you. Jason's hand moved to his sword. I can help. Magic to survive the fire, to defeat the warriors, to take the fleece. But you must swear to marry me, to never abandon me. She watched him calculate. I swear it, he said finally, by Zeus and Hera. The word should have brought comfort. She gave him ointment for the bulls, instructions to throw a stone among the dragon-teeth warriors. They would turn on each other. Meet me at the grove. I will handle the serpent. The next day unfolded perfectly. Jason walked through flames untouched. The warriors slaughtered each other. King Eets knew his daughter had betrayed him. Their eyes met across the crowd. That night, Medea sang the serpent to sleep. Jason cut down the Golden Fleece, shimmering, impossible. They ran for the Argo. Dawn brought pursuit. 20 Colchian ships. Medea watched them gain and knew what must be done. Signal them, she said. Tell them I wish to negotiate. Her brother Apsyrtus came, believing family meant something. Come home, he said gently. Father will show mercy. I cannot. The Argonauts struck. Jason soared through Apsyrtus's back. Her brother looked at her, confused. Why? She had no answer that would satisfy him. Then Medea did something unforgivable. She dismembered his body with ritual precision. scattered the pieces in the sea, forcing her father to stop to collect every fragment for proper burial. The soul could not rest otherwise. Each piece that hit water felt like a soul following it down. The Argo escaped. Behind them, King Eats pulled his son from the waves, piece by piece, howling grief to the uncaring sky. Medea stood at the rail, covered in her brother's blood, watching her homeland disappear. She had murdered for Jason, had made herself monstrous in his service. She wondered if even the sun could bear to look at her now. Ahead lay Greece, and Jason's kingdom, and the life she had traded everything to claim. She did not yet know that some stains never wash away, or that the woman who could kill her brother for man's promise would one day make Greece itself recoil. Greece did not welcome them. Jason's uncle Peleus had no intention of honoring his bargain. These things take time, the old king said, refusing abdication. Medea offered a solution. She showed Peleus' daughters how to restore youth, demonstrating with illusion, making them believe an old ram became a young lamb. Desperate to save their aging father, they killed him themselves, cut him into pieces, placed him in boiling water, waited for resurrection that never came. Exile again. Corinth offered sanctuary. King Creon gave Jason position at court. Medea bore 2 sons. Years passed, but she remained foreign, the barbarian witch. Never accepted, Jason rebuilt his reputation, trained soldiers, advised the king. His affection for Medea cooled, then disappeared. She knew before he told her. He came one morning while their sons played. His voice rehearsed. Creon has offered his daughter Glauce in marriage. She has no brothers. I'd inherit the kingdom. Our sons will be princes. It's practical. We are married. You're foreign, not binding in Greek law. This is about security for our children. The children I bore you, that I murdered my brother for. Jason's face hardened. Everything you did, you chose. I never forced you. You helped because you wanted to escape, because you were ambitious. Don't pretend it was sacrifice. He had rewritten their story, made her complicit, absolved himself by calling her sacrifice selfish. Creon wants you gone before the wedding. The boys stay. They're Greeks. What can you offer them? When? 3 days. Jason left. Medea stood watching her sons play, oblivious their world was ending. The rage came slowly. Not hot fury, but cold calculation. She had given everything. Her homeland, her family, her brother's blood, her soul, and he was simply moving on, finding a better option, discarding her like a tool that had outlived its usefulness. 3 days until the wedding. 3 days to plan. 3 days to show him what happened when you betrayed a woman who had already lost everything once before. Jason had pushed. Now he would learn. The gift took all night. A golden crown woven with poison that activated with body heat. A white silk robe embroidered with Greek patterns, beautiful tribute from a barbarian who knew her place. The fabric soaked in compounds that would burn from the inside out. At dawn, Medea called her sons. Take these wedding gifts to your father's new wife. Father said you were angry. These are peace offerings. The boys left, unaware they carried death. Princess Glauce received them graciously. Tried on the crown, it shimmered impossibly. Then the robe. For a moment, nothing. Then the crown heated, fusing to skin. Glauce screamed. The robe ignited internally. King Creon tried to save her. The poison spread. Father and daughter burned together. Both dead. Jason found the bodies. His son sobbing in the corner. He saw Medea in their faces. God searched, but Medea had one final move. She waited at home, knife in hand. Jason would keep her sons, raise them Greek, erase her. They would become him. Unless she stopped it. The door opened. Her children entered, seeking comfort. She killed them both. Quick for the youngest. The eldest fought, begged, but she was stronger. When it was done, she stood over their bodies. A chariot appeared, dragon sent by Helios. Divine escape. Jason burst through. So his sons, the knife, his future dead. You did this, Medea said. You created the monster. She climbed into the chariot, rising into sky. Jason's scream echoed through Corinth as she flew toward Athens. Below, guards found the bodies. The princess burned beyond recognition. The king who tried to save her. 2 small boys with their mother's knife wounds. Medea did not look back. Could not. If she looked back, she might see what she had become. The dragons flew through darkening sky. She sat surrounded by blood and divine fire, trying to remember the girl who once stood in Colchis dreaming of escape. That girl was gone, had died the moment she chose Jason. Or maybe just now. Ahead lay more exile. Behind lay bodies. Between them, nothing but the terrible knowledge that revenge never satisfies a hunger it's meant to feed. But it was too late to learn that now. Years passed. Athens gave Medea sanctuary briefly. She married King Aegeus, bore another son. But the pattern repeated. Plots, poison, exile. Eventually she left Greece entirely. Some stories said she returned to Colchis, reclaimed her father's throne. Others claimed she achieved immortality, forever wandering the margins. The truth was likely simpler. She probably died alone, unremarkably, the way most people do. But the story did not die. Jason's ending was clearer. He never remarried, never had more children, never rebuilt his glory. He wandered Greece telling anyone who would listen about the witch who destroyed his life. People grew tired, began whispering he had brought it on himself. Jason died beneath the rotting Argo in Corinth's harbor. The ship sat beached, monument to failed ambition. He took to sleeping beneath it. One day, a timber broke. The beam fell. Jason was crushed by the weight of his own legend. The symbolism was so perfect, later writers assumed it was invented. But it was true. The golden hero died alone, unmourned, beneath ruins of his greatest achievement. The Golden Fleece disappeared from history. No one remembered what happened to it. The fleece was never the story, just the excuse. The real story was always Medea. 5 centuries later, Euripides wrote a play. He put her on stage in Athens, forcing audiences to confront the question, victim or villain, monster or woman pushed too far. They could not agree. Every generation argued. Every retelling emphasized different aspects: power, grief, monstrosity, humanity. She became a symbol for everything societies feared about women who refused to suffer quietly, but also a warning about revenge, about how justice curdles into something indistinguishable from the original crime. Medea was right that Jason betrayed her, right that Greek society was unjust, but her children were still dead. 3,000 years later, her name endures. Jason faded to footnote. The fleece lost meaning, but Medea became eternal. The witch, the mother, the murderer, the victim, the reminder that betrayal has consequences. In Corinth, monuments mark where the children died. Tourists photograph them without understanding. Some stories are not meant to be resolved, only remembered. Medea stands at history's edge, forever asking the question no one has answered. Was she right? The silence that follows is louder than any response could be.